Okay, behold the Latin folder. Within your Latin folder, you should have a copy of the Latin noun endings. So if we look at this chart, it gives us our endings for each declension or family that a noun belongs to. We have first declension, feminine, second declension, masculine, declension, neuter, and it only has the endings that differ from the normal masculine ones. So that's why there are blanks here, but if you want to fill in the blanks on your specific chart, this chart is yours to keep. So feel free to make any notes or fill anything in that isn't filled in on there. We have our third declension. It's blank here because the third declension nominative is a wild card and ends with whatever letter it feels like. Which is why we have words like grumio, clemens, arbor, senex, and they're all third declension, but they don't all have the same ending. We also have the very rare and super not so secret fourth and fifth declension. If you want to go online and find a reference chart to fill in these blanks, you can, but I just tried to put the most common ones, since declensions 1, 2, and 3 are the ones that we deal with the most. The case uses. So every noun will have a case. In the US, these cases will be in the order nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, vocative. You can remember this by the phrase, never go down an active volcano. And the vocative is kind of like a little secret sixth case because they don't give it its own endings. It will just mimic the endings of the nominative case, except for one exception, which is the masculine second declension. Masculine second declension will end with E in the vocative, which is why you might see quinte. If I were addressing Quintus and I was Roman, I would say quinte or salve quinte. So just look out for that vocative E. Otherwise, our endings for the nominative, dative, accusative, ablative, and so on, you're pretty used to. Nominative case is for the subject, accusative is for the direct object. If you don't remember that song, I will link it so that you can experience it. Genitive is for possession, so if I want to say that this is Quintus's folder, that would be genitive. If I wanted to say that this is Miss Walker's pen, Miss Walker, meaning me, I would be genitive and have a genitive ending. Dative is when you're doing things or giving things to or for somebody. So if I give this folder to Quintus, then now it's dative, or sorry, Quintus is dative. The folder, the thing I'm giving, would still be accusative, but Quintus, or I give the folder to Quintus, would be like a dative. So remember, you're using to and for whenever you are translating a dative word with a dative ending. The accusative case is for the direct object. Again, that song, Let It Haunt Your Dreams, so that you never forget that the nominative case is for the subject and the accusative is for the direct object. On to the ablative, we have, actually if you flip a little bit in this folder, you will find a list of prepositional phrases that go with the ablative. And it looks something like this. All right, so prepositions that go with the ablative, we have words like pro, cum, in, ex, a, sub, de, and in. So there's a little note at the bottom where it says prepositions that take the ablative objects. That's mostly what the ablative case is for. So think of like in horto, in atrio, pro leone, ex leone, de leone, and so on. So this is to help you visualize the ablative case. There are a few prepositional phrases that will take the accusative case. The most common ones that you'll see in this book are prope, apud, per, inter, contra, circum, and then also when the word in is used with an accusative, it actually will translate as into or onto. So if when you first learned Latin, you were like, how can in mean in, on, into, and onto? The short answer is it just does. But the long answer, or the advanced answer that you now can know, is that if there is an ablative word after the word in, like in the lion with leone, that means that you are either on or like in the lion. like he's eaten you and you're in the lion. This one, in leonem, is a little bit different because they're showing someone going into the lion. So those pictures are pretty similar and the ideas are pretty similar, but just think of it like into the lion, on the lion. So there's a difference between like walking into a house and then like sitting on top of the house, if that makes sense. So that's the ablative for you. And the accusative for any direct object. So if I greet Quintus, sawe, then Quintus would be accusative. So this is, again, never go down an active volcano. List of nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, and vocative cases and their endings for different declensions. So when you are doing a test, I encourage you to reference these so that you know that you're using the words correctly.